Sagittarius Rising, your November 2020 is you being tired of being tired, both physically and mentally, and changing up your routine and your self-care to support that. If you are excited to dive into what the month of November holds in store for you, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. This video is also brought to you by my very own Astrology Academy, which is my foundational astrology course. This course is a comprehensive deep dive into the foundations of Western astrology. This includes history, philosophy, technical concepts, counseling considerations, and a step-by-step guide to reading a chart. I am so proud to finally be releasing this and have this open for enrollment for you all. I've already had several students run through and complete it in the past several weeks, and it's been a real joy to see people go from confused or misinformed into reading charts and going on this path informed and confident. So if you were interested in that, check that out down below. As well, I have free hour-long webinars that get you to start learning astrology if you're dipping your toe in or unsure about what astrology even means. Check out those free webinars down below. Everything is in the description. And if you have not already seen the November collective forecast that will be going out shortly after these, you can check that out and it will be linked down below as soon as it is ready. So if you are seeing this, maybe the November forecast is already out, the video will be down below. I always release it like a day or two after these individual forecasts. So if it's not out and you're here early, check back and check out the entire month of November ahead for the collective. Hi, I'm Maren. I am a professional astrologer, author, and philosophy student. I combine traditional Hellenistic astrological techniques with modern psychological counseling dynamics in order to provide grounded guidance. We start out the month with the Sun in your Scorpio 12th house opposing Uranus and Taurus in your 6th house. Off the bat, it's clear that you need to change up your physical routine in order to maintain your mental stability in a way. Like you come to a realization mentally that you're like, I need to change my day-to-day, how I take care of my body and my exercise routine, maybe even the way that I deal with work or like coworkers and getting to the office or my job on a daily basis. On the 1st through the 7th, we have Mercury retrograde in your Libra 11th house, square Saturn in your Capricorn 2nd house. I have a video on a Mercury retrograde survival guide that I will link down below if you want more info on how to navigate this, but this is an aspect of trying to keep the peace with friends and networking and like your social world, and your money is like not letting you do and say the things that would keep the peace, that maybe they're financial demands or realities that are like not letting you say what might be the most harmonious thing in a group context. You might be like, that's a stupid deal, or like, no, I'm not gonna waste my money on this. And not in a way of like scarcity, but like, I'm not gonna keep the peace because that's stupid. That's kind of the thing. On the 6th to the 19th, we do have Jupiter in your Capricorn 2nd house conjoining Pluto, and this is a year-long aspect. This is nothing new, but it is something that is the final alignment, the final pimple on top of the boil, the final crisis of this entire year-long dynamic of expansion of crisis in your financial world. And that doesn't mean like going broke or, you know, going bankrupt, but rather just a reality of like what needs to change. And this is the final blow, the final time you might be like finally able to, I don't know, pay off a debt or get to the bottom of something that it's finally going. On the 9th, we have Venus in Libra in your 11th house opposing Mars in your Aries 5th house. I have a full video on this Mars and Aries transit that you might want to watch down below, because you trying to be harmonious with your friends is at odds with some trouble in your romantic or your child world. That you're trying to like hold it together and have a good time with your friends and your networking, and someone or something like creative, either a romantic partner or a child or your creative project, is not letting you keep the peace, that there's a definite friction dynamic there. On the 15th, there is a new moon in your Scorpio 12th house. I have a full video on this new moon down below. This is a new beginning in your 12th house of the unconscious and the private world and the self-destructive habits you might have and meditation and things that are very alone. 12th house is alone, isolation, and it's a new beginning that could be a bit paranoid. So I would watch that video so that when you embark on this spiritual or mental new beginning, it's coming from a place of being grounded, not from, you know, overreacting or being delusional in any way. On the 15th through the 19th, we do have Venus in your Libra 11th house squaring Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in your Capricorn 4th house, or 2nd house. That now really is near the middle of the month. You are trying to hold it together with the way that you're interacting socially, and like there's a reality financially that is like, I'm gonna have to break it to them, or I'm gonna have to make the move, that I can't keep this up anymore, and it's a lot of pressure. On the 21st, the sun is entering your Sagittarius first house. So the sun is lighting up your first house of self for the next few weeks. Spotlight is more on you, tends to be a bit, better, a bit happier when the sun is in our first house. We're more vibrant, so that is nice. On the 21st as well, Venus does move into your Scorpio 12th house. Venus, the planet of harmony and beauty, is entering your 12th house of isolation and meditation and like exiled states of consciousness. So it's a great time to meditate. It's a great time to get into those spiritual practices of alone time. And also, Venus and Scorpio is a really intense, very kind of like being in a foreign country and having an experience as an outsider kind of alignment. So you might be opening up to a new kind of spiritual practice that's very intense and very transcendental, and you're diving really deeply into it. On the 27th, Venus in your Scorpio 12th house is opposing Uranus in your Taurus 6th house. So this is very much a whoa, like your physical, something very extreme or shocking on a physical level, either in your body or your coworkers, is having a really big effect on what you're realizing spiritually or psychologically, that there's some breakthroughs in your physical world that are like leading to breakthroughs in your spiritual world here. And finally, on the 30th, there's a lunar eclipse in your Gemini 7th house of relationships. There's a full video on this eclipse that I would highly recommend you watch down below, because this is a next 6 months of forward movement in terms of relationships that is very much logic driven and new information wise, and like you're entering a new dynamic of relationships that's very fast paced and it might be multiple people. 6 months of very fast movement, where right now you're dealing with money because you're tired of being tired and you want to reallocate resources. Next 6 months, other people focus as well. How are you expecting this November to show up in your life? If you already know about some possible events, tell me in a comment down below. I would be interested to hear. So let's pull a tarot card to see what's coming up for you guys as Sag Risings for this November. The Empress. The Empress is someone who declares her reality and takes no shit with the way that is emotionally supporting her. She demands an environment that supports her manifesting what she needs to manifest. So you are like not letting others take advantage of you this month. You are declaring your financial stability and therefore your energetic stability. You're being a sovereign being this month. Finally, let's pull an Amio astrology card. This is a new deck I have about what astrology symbols are pertinent for you for this month. South Node, knowledge, skills, luggage, heritage. You currently have the South Node transiting your first house. So the North Node is in Gemini, your 7th house. The South Node is in Sag, your first house. South Node is decrease, it is past, it is legacy, it is what has come before us that we are aware of embodying. And with this in your first house, leaning into what used to make you happy, leaning into what has tried and true been a skill of yours, and not giving up on something just because it might have been there for a long time. If you did enjoy this and you would like to check out the Astrology Academy or any of my other course offerings, everything will be down below. As well, leave me a comment telling me what you're expecting and what you're excited about this month for you for November. Otherwise, like, subscribe, do all the things. Sending so much love, and I will see you in the next one.
There is one thing you're all forgetting, but endless morning will turn to night, and when your dream